Title: Pi. The most deliciously irrational number. Intro: upbeat music. Wide-eyed host enters host. Ladies and gentlemen, math lovers and dessert devotees, welcome to the only show where irrationality is not only accepted, it's celebrated. Today, we're serving up a big, juicy slice of pie. Not pie with whipped cream. I'm talking about that mysterious, infinite number, pi, the mathematical superstar that goes on forever without repeating, just like your aunt telling a story at Thanksgiving. Scene 1. What is pi? Simple animation of a circle host. So what is pi, besides the reason your high school geometry teacher got way too excited? Pi, spelled pi but written as the Greek letter pi, is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. In other words, pi equals circumference divided by diameter. No matter how big or small the circle, that ratio is always around 3.14159, and then some. And by some, I mean infinitely more digits. Seriously, pi is non-terminating and non-repeating, like a soap opera that never gets cancelled. Scene 2. Who invented pi? Animation of ancient civilizations passing a scroll host. Who invented pi? Great question. Nobody. Pi was more discovered than invented, kind of like gravity or how cats knock stuff off shelves for sport. The ancient Egyptians and Babylonians were the first to estimate pi over 4,000 years ago. The Babylonians said it was about 3.125. The Egyptians went with 3.16049. Not bad for people doing math with sticks and sand. Then came the Greek guy Archimedes around 250 BCE. He used polygons to trap the circle and squeeze out a better approximation of pi as somewhere between 3.1408 and 3.1429. Not bad, Archie. In the 1700s, mathematician Leonhard Euler popularized the Greek letter pi for the ratio, probably because he realized spelling it out every time was a pain. Thanks, Euler. Scene 3. Why was pi invented? Mark, philosophical debate host. Why was pi invented? Let's be real, ancient engineers weren't just doing math for fun. They needed pi to build stuff. Round wells, temples, wheels, and the occasional terrifying Colosseum. Imagine trying to make a circular fountain without knowing how far down it goes. You'd end up with a triangle and a lot of disappointed Romans. So pi was invented, or rather figured out, to help early humans measure and build circular things accurately. That's why pi shows up all over engineering, architecture, and of course, advanced mathematics, where people start doing things like integrating sin x over 0 to pi and pretending that's fun. Scene 4. How is pi used in everyday life? Fast cut montage of real-world scenarios. Host voiceover. Pi isn't just for nerds and NASA. You'll see it sneak into your daily life in all kinds of sneaky ways. Calculating how much paint you need for a round table. Measuring how far your car's tires roll. Designing curved bridges, roller coasters, pizza pans, and satellite dishes. And of course, programming computer simulations for weather, medicine, and how fast cats can reach terminal velocity when knocked off a Roomba. It's everywhere. Pi is like cilantro. Even if you didn't ask for it, it shows up. Scene 5. Pi versus pi, a courtroom parody. SFX, gavel bangs, split screen, one side a floating pi symbol, the other side an actual cherry pie, host as judge, court is now in session. Today, we'll hear the case of pi versus pi. Attorney for pi, Your Honor, pi is eternal. It's a mathematical constant and mysterious. infinite, and foundational to the very fabric of our universe. Attorney for pie. Objection. Pie is flaky, warm, and best served with ice cream. Plus, pie is round, and that means you need pie to figure out how much of it you just ate. Without pie, how would you know how many calories are in a slice? Case closed. Judge. Why? Delicious logic. Verdict. Both are awesome. Closing. Upbeat music returns host. So what have we learned? Pie is irrational, like your ex, but way more reliable. It's been around for over 4,000 years and still going strong. You'll find it in everything from tires to timepieces to triple berry tarts. And yes, it's the one number that makes you sound smart and hungry at the same time. So next March 14th, aka Pi Day 3/14, celebrate with some math and maybe even a real pie, preferably round. Until next time, stay curious, stay circular, and never trust anyone who says pie is just 3. Host takes a bite of actual pie. Host, math never tasted so good.